Shalom, shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And just wanted to do a quick lesson on our people, Jerusalem, being a people. It's a people before it's a city. All right. And when you go back to before Jerusalem was Jerusalem, I believe it was taken over by the Jebusites, and the land was called Jebus or Jebus, and Israel took over and they called it Jerusalem, which Jerusalem means city of peace. In the blue letter it says teachings of peace. So of course we know once this devil Esau Edom, who is the so-called white race today, that's running the earth and wickedness, once they're finally taken down, we'll finally be able to live in peace. Scriptures say there is no peace amongst the wicked. Okay, so first I want to start out with Revelations 21, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. The first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more sea." All right, that's not talking about the earth being destroyed, because when you go to Ecclesiastes, it says the earth shall abide forever. Okay, and the verse 2, it says, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." Okay, so that's talking about a people. It's going to be men, women, and children that's going to receive salvation and make it to the kingdom, and they're going to repopulate Israel, because 2/3 of Israel on this side in the United States is going to be destroyed with the nuclear missiles and the famines and the pestilences and all the judgment that the Lord is about to bring. Okay, so this is talking about a people, and our people, if you think about it, we are the most peaceful people on the planet. We're very peaceful. Now, the way that Esau has taught us, with destroying our heritage, destroying everything that we knew about ourselves. We were a strong people, and we stuck together. You kind of see Issachar still living like that. Issachar, they stick together really good. You don't see Issachar fighting all the time. Now they go off, they do a lot of partying and do a lot of nonsense and drinking and stuff. But they as far as like trying to stick together and build something, they're good people to do that. But yeah, we're a peaceful people, and once we get power over the earth, we're gonna teach the world to live in peace. Okay, so I want to go to before I get that, let's go to 1 Chronicles 11 in verse 4. It says, "And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were, and the inhabitants of the land." Okay, so when you go to Jebus, means a threshing place. Let's look up Jebus. Yeah, Jebus is a threshing place. So when they went there, it was changed to Jerusalem, which in the Hebrew, it is Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim. And it says teaching of peace. So we're a peaceful people, and we teach peace. Even though you see Jake out being violent, but that's because of oppression, and that's because of the curses. Why would the Lord put curses on us to hate our brother? Because we were 11 people at one point. That changed over time, especially with these heathens ruling over us. But yeah, the Lord did it because we didn't hold up our end on the covenant. We went off, so that was one of the curses that we was gonna would be evil towards our brother. But once these curses fall off of us, which, you know, that's going to happen real soon, and it's going to fall on these heathens, they're going to hate each other. Okay. It's going to be all out war and chaos out here real soon. Jake's going to try and stick together. Well, 1/3 of Jake over here is going to try and stick together, or is going to stick together. But the rest of the wicked of our people have to be destroyed. Okay, so let's go back and let's go to Micah 4 and verse 1. It says, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it." All right, this is talking about the kingdom of heaven. This is talking about, well, it says in the last days, but this is talking about the elect. So people are going to flow to the elect. Why? Listen to this. It says, "And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, and to the house of the power of Jacob. He will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem." All right, so the earth is going to finally be in peace. But the wicked has to be taken down first. That's why you see everything happening now. That's why you see Esau destroying and killing everything now. All right. Now they make it look like it's us because we commit crimes. And I mean, that's the wicked all people that has to be taken out. Or they just haven't found the truth yet. And, you know, the Lord is going to shake them up to where they get right. I truly believe that it's some people out here that's, you know, they live in the wrong way, and this truth is going to straighten them up. They're going to be part of the elect. Verse 3, "And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord Yahweh of hosts has spoken it." Okay. So yeah, that's going to be in the kingdom after this devil is taken down. Now, because he's in rulership and he goes around conquering everything, they have to order themselves. And it's been like that, you know, because it's been times where we went over and took over cities, you know, because before we went to Israel, you had the Canaanites there. It was the land of Canaan. So the Lord ordered us to take that place over. And then the Lord, he's a man of war. He's a man of war. Scriptures say that. Now, it's still going to be, it's not going to be battles. It's not going to be wars anymore once Israel is put back in power. But you are going to have, it's going to be a lot of enforcements. Okay. And Esau, Edom ain't never going to get it right. That's why the Lord say they're going to be destroyed forever. So in fact, let's get that in Obadiah. It says, "In the house of Jacob," verse 18, "In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble. They shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it." So yeah, that's the future of Esau, Edom. They're the wicked. They have to be taken down first. Let's go to, you know what, we're just going to end off on this. Malachi, and this is we bring this out all the time. This is a classic scripture. It says the burden, Malachi 1:1, "The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord Yahweh. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Lord Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and lay his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we shall return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. So these are the people that was set up according to Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right. That was basically to punish the Israelites for going off. Now that punishment is coming off. And hey, we're gonna finally live in a world of peace. Finally be able to live in peace. Everything is gonna be in order. You ain't gotta worry about no poison in the food, no poison in the air, no poison in the water. You ain't gotta worry about being oppressed by bills on top of bills so you can make rich people and much richer. We're gonna finally be able to live in peace. Now these other nations, they're gonna have to serve and obey the Israelites in the kingdom. All the other nations. It talks about that in Daniel chapter 7. I want to say around verse 20 to 25. Then when you also read Amos 9, it talks about how these other nations are going to go into captivity, starting with Esau, Edom. It names them first. Isaiah 14:1, all the way down to verse 3. It talks about they shall rule over their oppressors. This is going to happen. So, hey, hold your peace, keep your peace, because it's coming. We're finally going to be able to live in peace once this devil is taken down. But we have to go through this fire. This fire is just to cleanse us. This fire is to make us better. All right. So yeah, just wanted to go into that, how the world is going to finally be living in peace once the wicked is taken down. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.